There we go, brother.
You did great, man.
Wow. And this is Zina. I don't know if you've met Zina.
Hi, Miss Zina. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
This is such a thrill, brother. I have been, man, we've been wanting to get you on this show since we started.
You don't see him?
I do. I see him.
Oh, you do. Okay.
Yeah, you're good. Yeah.
You sure it's me you're seeing?
I see you, man.
And Simon, sit up too, because you're going 2 inches. There you go.
Do I really have to sit like I gotta suck in my gut and I gotta stay up? I don't know if I can do this the whole time. I got 40 minutes here, man. Man, welcome to Bay Legends, my brother.
Thank you very much.
Trying to our volume here.
Okay, no worries. We are so excited to have you. We've been doing the show now for, what has it been, maybe 3 months?
Yeah, not too long.
Yeah, we just started this show, this podcast, and we're featuring all of the masters of music in the Bay as well as others. And you were one of the names that first came up. And I think I mentioned it to Susie a few times. I'm like, I'd really like to get him on the show. And here you are, man. It's such a thrill, brother.
I really appreciate that. Thank you, Simon. That's kidding.
So tell me this, brother. You have been obviously a big fan of B.B. King,
Yes.
Albert King, and I think we read, what was the other one? Albert King, and Larry Carlton.
Yeah.
And who are...
Is that good?
Yes, unbelievable. So what is it about their playing that you love?
Oh, gee, with Albert King and B.B. King, I was like a little boy, and I just dug everything that B.B. King played, and I just loved the way he looked when he would come on TV. He just always looked good. He was always really nice, and so it just had an effect on me. I mean, not to mention that his guitar playing, was just beautiful. So I just loved that stuff, and I would just go to my room and try to see if I could get that sound out of my guitar, right? And see if my father would tell me, hey, dude, that sounds like B.B. King right now. Then I'd be like, I'd be totally thrilled. You know what I mean? So,
you said you got something there.
That's what I spent all my time doing. You know what I mean? Was trying to just see if I could get those sounds out of my guitar. And I just, it was just like a light in my life, B.B. King.
Yeah.
Really. We never miss him when he would come to San Jose. He would come to the Civic Auditorium, and we would always go. We never missed Ray Charles. We never missed B.B. King. And
Yes.
I just, my father had all the records, and he had a great hi-fi that was really loud. It's like, so it's just beautiful. I mean, my dad knew where he was playing way before Thriller's Gone and stuff. Like when he was playing like places like the Swahili Room, these little tiny clubs, It's like my dad would know and always went. And it's like way before internet and stuff. I don't know how he knew, but he always would know,
Yeah. Now Albert King's sound and B.B. King's sound are really completely different sounds. But they're both incredibly soulful. But I hear you encompassing all three of those people as well as others. I mean, Larry Carlton almost sings with his guitar. It's just an insane way he does it. But you have encompassed all of that, and I could hear the influences. And I can tell you, man, the first time I heard you, I was so floored because I've never heard anything like that before. Huh. And then you kicked my butt on piano too. He's like, oh, I got a little song, and I heard you play saxophone and all these other instruments. Like, where'd you find the time?
Yeah, I try to play these things, but, and now I have like a ton of time on my hands, so it's like, this has been beautiful in that respect. But yeah, I just, it's like if I hear something, as a kid, I just would always like try to get a saxophone and try to, I was just kind of, I just would do it. I wouldn't even think twice about it. I would just get a saxophone and my parents were beautiful because they would just let me blow clarinets and things, at all hours of the day and night, And
That's
so
amazing.
I mean, my father took me to see James Brown on Christmas night when he just come out with Papa's Got a Brand New Bag, and he told me, put your suit on. And I said, where are we going? He goes, put your suit on. He didn't tell me. We went to the fairgrounds, and it was James Brown, like with 2 drummers, and it was, you know, it was just.
Wow.
Yeah, my dad was, you know, he's beautiful like that. He, at the Folk Rock Festival in San Jose where Jimi Hendrix played, he took me to the light show booth and asked those guys if I could sit on the light booth. And they said, yeah, sure. So I just was able to sit up there and watch the show. And, you know, he was just beautiful like that, you know. My father was a great person.
Now, did you have a similar relationship with your mom? And it sounds like Pops was really supportive. Was your mom as supportive as well?
Yeah. No. Oh, yeah. My mother was amazing. You know, she worked at San Jose State in the cafeteria, so she knew about things that I didn't even know. She turned me on to like Mike Bloomfield and other people like that because she would listen to big band stuff, and at the same time she would listen to like Country Joe and the Fish, and you know what I mean. Mom was very eclectic, so I was just lucky like that. You know what I mean. They were always playing music in the house, and whenever I would try to do this, they would, you know, make a point of telling me, hey, this is good. You know, you just always give me positive input, you know.
That's awesome. Now you got how many records have you done now? Was it over 10? Is it 11 now?
I think so. You know, I think, is it 11, Sue's records? 13.
Oh, I'm off. I'm off. I got 10 here, but you must have a couple that I haven't heard about. But now, do you write all your own music, or do you have?
Yeah, up to this point, I've been writing my own tunes, you know, and at times people have sent me tunes and things, but it would be like the thing that the tune was saying was like something I would never say, you know. It would be it would be really just something. So like I just, you know, have been writing up to this point, been writing my own tunes, and you know, with every record I try to make a better record than the last one I made. Try to do things that I haven't done, and sometimes it worked out. Sometimes I don't know if it worked out, but I really feel lucky that I made more than one. You know, I mean, I thought I'd only make the one record, really.
Well, I love your stuff, man. I tell you, so we did that gig out in. I got to tell the story because I did this gig out with you in. I think it was Tahoe, and you were just tremendous. And we got out there, and you gave me my money, and I went in the car and I started counting my money, and kind of got distracted. I dropped half of it into the seats between it, right? So
rubbed off on you.
And so I go back to counting, and I go, hey, he shorted me like, you know, $40-50 here. And I go back and I said, hey, and you were so sweet. You go, you had this big water, you just handed it to me. You go, hey, here, just take it. And I said, no, I'll take what I owe. And then about 3 months later, I go, and there's the freaking money in between and I go, oh my God. It's sitting there in between my seat. So I called up Susie and I said, I'm so sorry. I think I gouged you guys.
I just rubbed off on you right there. That's some Chris Cain stuff. I rubbed off on you right there.
I couldn't wait. I was like, oh my God.
You know,
I feel like
every time we've had a chance to play, it's been, you know, it's like I don't get to see you as much as I would love to see you. You know what I mean?
Oh, man.
And so every time we do it, it's fantastic to me, you know, and I love you so much. I love what you do. When you came with the Ray Charles project, and they just said, hey, just, and you're like, no, you know, but it was beautiful. I mean, you just made it just light up and shine, man. It was beautiful. I love
that. Thank you. We've had I mean, as soon as we met, I think we did our first thing over in Concord. I just felt a kinship with you. You're a very, very gracious person. I don't want to embarrass you, but you don't play with a lot of people who play with passion and are not arrogant about it. You're very about the music, and I appreciate and admire you for that. We don't see that very often. And you know, I've been, you know, I don't want to steal the gig from anyone, but you know, anytime you want me on stage, you just name it. I'll come to Timbuktu.
Thank you. You know, that's just.
I love you very much.
It's a beautiful thing to know because I really enjoy it every time, man.
It's a beautiful
Yeah.
thing, bro. And I gotta say something. Now, is it that your wife or is that your girlfriend, Susie? Is
Yeah,
she?
Susie,
Yeah,
she is just like my wife. And so I think,
we'll just
probably,
call her
she's
wife. Yeah,
got
we'll call her
already,
wife.
she's
She
got three
she's
names already. So
tremendous.
if I put another one on there, she's got hyphens and she's got like 14 names already.
So I gotta say, she's kind of the force behind you. She's always supported you.
Oh,
Um, she handles a lot of your business, and she was tremendous. I remember the gig we did. She had the itinerary. She called me. She goes, "Hey, we got you a room." It was like so smooth. I've never seen anything like it. I was
Susie,
wondering if she had a sister. Did she have a sister? I might make myself available.
yeah, I know. See that? It's amazing, believe me, because I am like a runaway train in my life up to the point when Susie came along. You know what I mean? I just kind of like crash through my days and just, I do. And, she really has been key in just kind of centering me. And, because I mean, I got like a million things going on at the same time in my mind. And
Yep.
she's like really been kind of like the real force that makes me kind of, just settle down and do my thing.
She makes focus. Yeah.
I think I wouldn't have done what I've been doing if Susan hadn't have been the one that was doing my booking and things, because she understands me, and it was just it worked out very well. And sometimes that could be something that could maybe break you up. I mean, just
Yeah.
because the stakes are high. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
But she's beautiful, because I've only had people that were rude to the people that I was trying to get gigs from and things. So that's all I ever knew, is like the people that I had were not my choice, and they were very rude. And Susan's very nice on the phone, and so it's like a whole different world for me.
Yeah. It's amazing when you get a strong woman on your side. That's
Yeah, I
right.
feel like my luck changed. Like she changed
That's right.
my luck.
I tell you right now, you've won some serious points. You might get a good couple of gigs. You said some beautiful things about her. So I hope she's hearing you right now. You're gonna get some points.
So yeah, nice always. One day with a pickaxe, she's got saws. I'm gonna be very nice to my sweetie bug. Hi, Lovey.
Zina, you got any questions for him?
And I just absolutely love them. It just, what's great is because you have just just a kind spirit about you, and the way that you speak is just so elegant. And I mean, I just love your interviews. And so I heard a story that you said that there was, and I couldn't hear the name, but you said that you were a freshman in school and someone played, and it was the first time that you actually heard a blues guitarist have an amplifier with them.
Yeah, it was a pal of mine, Sammy Varela, and it was like he played it at school, and man, he had like this Gibson guitar and these Silvertone amplifiers,
Mm.
and amazing, because when I was a kid, he played at my birthday party one time when I got like a Monkees album and a Twister game. I was just like, and then suddenly he's in high school, and now he's playing blues with these guys. Like, I mean, this is like a guy my age, like playing blues guitar was like just, I mean, it was unbelievable to me. Went home, I told my mom, I go, you won't believe what Sammy Varela was doing at school today. But,
Mm-hmm.
it's just
That's
beautiful.
amazing. So
Yeah,
was that one of your influences to kind of get you into guitar?
totally. Because up to that point, I'd never seen anybody like my age do that with a guitar. I mean, like it was like the tone he was getting, the ideas he was playing, just the way he was doing it. It was like, oh my God, it was, just like changed my life really, because up to that point I was trying to figure out little bits and things. But, to see him just get up and like play more than 3 tunes with 3 other guys was like, just was unbelievable to my eyeballs.
It is unbelievable. Now, I've heard so one of the cool things is I've heard in some of your solos, you make reference to the Yellow Jackets. I mean, you have a lot of different people that you listen to, and I can hear you'll kind of infuse like a little line kind of, and I go, that is so sick. And how did he come up with that for that particular section? So you got so much going on inside your brain that, you know, it's inspirational, to be honest with you. I literally, when I'm playing with you, I'm sitting there going, oh man, you know, I want to get off stage and go sit in the audience. That's what I want to do, and sit there and watch you, man. I'm not BSing right now. I'm saying it. It's really, it's profound. It's profound. So you got all these records. You played. I was going to mention you've played on a cruise, a blues cruise, and you ended up like impressing some other blues artists, if I heard right. Was it Joe Bonamassa?
Yeah, Joe Bonamassa. You know, it's like the thing is, with my band, it's like we've been playing since 1987. You know, with different formations of the band, and
right.
Really, not a lot of people knew or know. You know, so for me, it's always works out good because then it's like this whole element of surprise seems to happen because. I think when they look at me, they're thinking, I don't know what he's going to do, but you know what I mean? What's he going to do? You know, so it's like it all works out really nicely. And I just feel like with the band, you know, the band, I've been lucky with the band that I play with now. I've been playing with for about almost 10 years with these fellas. They play with a lot of love, and they, you know, they really, they're nice guys. So like on the break, they're not going to be rude to people that come, and you know, it's just like stuff like that can happen. You know, it's like you get different people. It's like, so I'm very lucky that like the guys that I play with, they, you know, whether people are in there or not, they'll play with love. They'll do it. You know,
they play their butts off every single show. They don't half step. They don't half step, and I love that. When I got to be a part of that, I think I played with you a couple times.
Yeah.
You know, and every time you come in, we know you're going to give it your all, but it's beautiful to see the band. You know, they honor you with the same thing. They're going to come in and they're going to throw down every time, and it's really hard to find cats that'll do that. You know, sometimes you know.
And I mean, you have to kiss a lot of frogs, like, you know, say. And it's like, believe me, I've had the thing where, you know, you come and go, hi, I'm Jeff, hi, I'm Chris. Okay, we're in G. You know, and then we start playing.
Right.
It's like, but I mean, when you can actually have the other three people be like-minded, and when you're together, you just enjoy each other's company. It's not like, you know, anybody's doing anything that's out of the box. It just all kind of flows nicely. It's just fortunate because I've had the other thing, you know, where it's like, you know, everybody's just tense and, you know, watch each other chew their peas, and it's not good, you know. And so, I feel lucky. You know, I mean, I don't think I could have done half of the things that I've done, just played the places I played, and had any kind of effect on any folks if it wasn't for the fact that I had three other people that were like, you know, wanting to do that too with me. And
I agree. Now, speaking of places you played, how many? I mean, have you done Chicago? I mean, you've toured all over, haven't you? At this point.
Yes, a lot. And then I haven't toured for like a long time because we didn't have a van. So but it's like when we went back to the East Coast, the people there like could tell us what we played. I mean, it's like they remembered. And I said to the fellas, we got to go back because, I mean, it's like it really seems like it meant, you know, I mean, they told me the tunes we played and stuff, and it was like 9 years ago. So,
wow.
I feel that now that I'm getting older, I enjoy traveling more than I used to when I was younger. Folks that come out, you know, I mean, and I just want anything I can do to make it good for them, you know, when they come. That's what I like to do.
It shows. I mean, so tell me the thing. I got to understand. You came out one day in overalls, and I said, I didn't get the memo. So I was all dressed up, and you came out in overalls, and I said, hey, did you guys send me? Was I supposed to come with something else? Because
Yeah.
I was a little stressed, but
Yeah.
is that some part of your thing or?
Well, I was like, I mean, I'm just sometimes I will wear a suit, but sometimes if it's just a comfortable club and it's casual, then I might wear just my play clothes that I would wear at home. You know what I mean? And that's pretty much what I would be wearing if I was at home.
It was, I was like, wait, oh, okay. So so that's cool. No, but it's really I think one of the endearing parts of watching you is that you're just like you're in your living room, literally, and people are drawn to that because you're not pretentious. You're not like, hey, I'm better than everybody else. You're just going, hey, I hope that you guys are feeling me. I'm feeling it. And I love the simplicity and the message of it. It's a beautiful thing. And
And,
that's the blues. That's
I
the
swear,
blues.
and I wish I could tell you that like I was actually thinking I'm gonna do it like that, but it just when I was younger, uh, sometimes I didn't really consider the room. I just used to be in my little bubble playing my guitar. I mean, the place could have been burning down. I wouldn't even notice. You know what I mean? So I didn't even really try to connect with folks in the room. I was just like, doing my thing. And then
Right.
I say like maybe about 15, 16 years ago, I opened my eyes and I looked around the room and I saw these people like smiling faces. And I was like, what I mean? It's like I've been playing for almost 20 years and I haven't even like really thought of even trying to do that. I just, I'm playing here. If you're hearing it, great. I hope you like it. I'm just, but I saw that there was like a room full of people. And from that day on, I started trying to make eye contact, try to connect, to let them know
Yes.
I'm not just in my bubble, but, and it's, I mean, to not be like, hey, how's everybody doing? See all the stuff that, everybody says. It's like, you know what I
Right.
mean? And I just felt that if I just did what I feel inside, it would be okay. And I appreciate that, like, people don't think it's, because it is kind of not a slick show. You know what I mean?
Are you surprised?
I
Are you
mean,
surprised
Well,
sometimes when people, I mean, react about, when you're playing and it's just so good, I mean, to you, but are you surprised when
oh,
you do open your eyes and then you can see how much people just are in awe of your playing?
I never, and I never take that for granted because, I mean, I know everybody had an option, but I mean, I've had people say some really nice things like over the last about 10 years to me about their life and like something that my record or something I played did something to make them feel better. And
mm,
I'll be in tears over that because that's way beyond what I want, But I mean, that's the most beautiful part of any of the playing I've done. It's just uh, people to hear from people that like it made them happy sometimes.
Hmm.
yeah, you definitely do. And I've been a witness to it. And and not only it's interesting this thing, it's not only just your average folks, it's other phenomenal guitar players come in to see you play. So that's the other thing. It's like I mean I've played with a lot of the guys in the Brown, and we mention your name, and they just go, "Oh God, damn, he's so talented," you know. And so I'll go to a show, and there'll be a bunch of guitar players, looking to see what you're playing. And I remember being that guy, over looking at these phenoms on stage, and just going, "Man, one day I hope to be on that level," you know. And it's a great responsibility, but it's a beautiful thing. I totally agree with you on the eye contact. I spend a lot of time in my bubble, and being a band leader, we're always required to talk to that's our job, is to talk to the audience.
Yeah.
And it's sometimes you just don't feel it, but we kind of have to connect. Some of these people have paid good money to see it, so but you just want to. I know you're just like myself. You just want to play. But I can tell you,
You have to
they
say
love it.
some stuff, It's like,
We gotta say something.
it's like it just, I mean, I try to keep it down to a minimum. Sometimes, but yeah, thank you, man. I just, I'm happy that up to this point that I've been playing, that I haven't rubbed people the wrong way or they got tired of it, you know, or anything, because I feel like as I've gone on, I feel like I play better than I played back when I started my first band. I just feel like, because I somehow, you know,
Yeah.
I just feel like I don't want to just keep playing the same things. And
Yeah, well, you're definitely not.
you know, that whole thing.
I've heard it.
Simon, I mean, you know,
It's beautiful.
you play so many. I mean, you can sing so beautifully. You play your keyboard. You could play. I mean, you can go straight to church if you want. You could just, you know, and it's beautiful. I mean, it's like, did you like in your home? Was it musical at your house? Like, did your folks like listen to music all the time, or was it?
You know, my my biological father was a singer, and I think I got it from that side of the family. My mom was kind of an opera singer, but two different disciplines. But we had a lot of folk music around the house, and then I got introduced to like James Brown and you know, Motown music, and I was in just same way. I was influenced by the records, and I learned by ear, and I just try to pick up stuff. But not a lot of musicians in my family, but in my past, like my lineage, I guess you would say. I see you got some cats in the background there. Is that your family there? The cats? You got?
Man, let me tell you, these cats, those brothers back there are out of their minds. And I see them daily. I've been a dog person all my life. Then Susie comes in here with these cats. And, man, I mean, you know, they get into the catnip, and then they're just rolling around in the dirt, like looking at me upside down. It's like I'm in the bad trip tent at Day on the Green or something. You know what I mean? They're like out of their. I'm like, whoa. I mean, I had no idea that stuff had that kind of effect on them. But man, these guys are like, they're hooked.
They've been playing in the background for the whole interview. They're like having a party back there.
Oh my God! You know, they're so funny. You know, it's like, I mean, they do some nutty stuff. It's like all the time. I mean, in the morning, man, they're like, I mean, at night we go to bed, and then it's like they're running across the walls. They're not even touching the floor. It's like, woo! Wow. I just keep saying, yeah, they're gonna grow up and grow out of this, because as soon as night falls, man, they go, you know, and then, you know, every now and then they'll come in and bring a frog in or something, and in Susie's bathroom, and they're like it's like a bed, just totally taken apart. I'm like, Susan, your cats.
Yeah, I gotta say this. I'm a dog person too. We had cats growing up, and they're kind of like, they're a bit pretentious. They don't, you know, they go on their own little things, like, oh, I'll get to you when I want to get to you. You know what I'm saying? And dogs, like, first thing you do, they're right in your face.
These two here, they like give me the dirtiest looks I've ever gotten in my life. I look at them, I'm like, hey, how you guys doing? They're like, cats. You know.
Oh, I love it. That's hilarious. So, Zina, do you have any questions?
Yeah, I was also looking, and I heard about this amazing person that's in your life is Daryl Johnston.
Oh, geez, Mr. Johnston.
Tell me about him.
Okay, he's well, first of all, he's one of the greatest clarinet players I've ever heard. He's like a classical trained clarinet player, and he was my instructor when I took jazz improvisation at City College, and I knew he was a classical musician. But then he's like, okay, he's asking questions, and every time he'd ask questions, does anybody know how to play a blues scale? I would raise my hand. So he kept looking at me. He goes, you know, playing is kind of like boxing. You know, people talk a good fight, but then when they get in the ring, so he goes, so we're going to bring in our instruments on Wednesday instead of like next week, because, and I'm like, yeah, let's bring our stuff in right now, you know? So we bring our stuff in, and then he likes what I play. And then I hear him play clarinet, and I can't believe what I'm hearing. It's like, so then he became my teacher for clarinet. And I saw him after I'd been out of school for a long time. I was playing at the winery with Danny Hull and Shane Dwight and some other people. And Mr. Johnston comes up to the stage, and he looks at me, it's Christopher. what are you doing? And who are these people? I go, oh, these, this is a gig. This is my gig. You know, I do it. He's like, he goes, are you still playing God's instrument? And I go, yes, Mr. Johnson, I'm still playing the clarinet. He's like, yes. And he like walks off, you know, but he's like, beautiful guy. I mean, just, you know, those fellas, they were classical musicians, and they all seemed to see that I wanted to know this stuff, you know, and so they would take extra time when they would be time for them to go home, bring me in the office and explain what rubato was or some, you know, thing that was just driving me crazy. But I love those fellas. All those gentlemen were really the reason that I can play with people and know what key they're in and just know the basic stuff that you need to know to make music with another person. They really helped me to do that, you know?
Yeah.
That is a beautiful thing. That is a beautiful thing.
And, you know, I mean, because
I know that I had many people along the way. Oh, go ahead.
No, but just, you know, it's like these straight gentlemen who are like, you know, but they took their time. They saw something that they felt that, okay, I'll give this guy extra time.
Yeah.
They saw the talent.
Yeah, I heard that you were there for 12 hours a day, just
hanging out with them. And I would have been there longer if they would have had more classes, but it ended at 8 o'clock at night, like, and then other stuff would happen. But I went from 8 o'clock in the morning to 8 o'clock at night, and I took classes all day long. You know, it's like I took classical guitar stuff. I dropped out of a lot of that stuff because, you know, but clarinet and you know, the jazz ensemble and things. It was just all learning all these things that I really wanted to know, but I didn't even know how to go about it, you know.
What's your favorite instrument that
beautiful.
You
play? My instrument?
Yeah, what favorite you play?
It's got to be the guitar because I just, you know, since I was 8 years old, I mean, I just slept with that thing, you know, and it was like my best pal always, you know, and it was always there. And, you know, I just got to the point where I was just comfortable being in my room with that thing, that when I would go out and be like with people socially, you know, I had to kind of hone up on how to, you know, be social because I was just used to being in my room with my record player. I mean, you know, it was like my mother was beautiful because guys would come to the door, they'd be like, is Chris home? I'd be in there like playing on 12. She'd be like, no, sweetie, he's not here right now, but he'll be back later. And they'd be like, okay, she was cover me, you know. No, he's not here right now, but he'll be back. Like, on the other side of the wall. My mom took me to see the Beatles on a school day.
Really?
Yeah, she took me to see the Beatles on a school day. Like I stayed home from school and she took me to see the Beatles at Cal.
So they didn't tour that. They only toured for like 2 years. So that's a real amazing thing to see.
Yeah, it was, and it was all day long. It was like, man, it was like started in the morning, and there was bands all day long till they finally came on. I mean, it's like, and they gave all the popcorn came in a thing that when you pop the bottom out, it's a little megaphone, like, so every girl had one of those, you know.
Screaming.
Like, yeah, it was, but it was beautiful. I mean, it's like, you know, I got to see some things like that I wouldn't have got to see if my parents weren't like, you know, into that kind of thing.
They brought you to the best concerts when you were little.
You know, I was really lucky, you know, and just they listened to so much different kinds of music between my father and my mother. I got to hear a lot of things, and you know, I love blues, but I never was just listening to blues. I like to listen to other stuff, you know, and I think I got that.
I could hear. Yeah, I could hear that in your playing, that you definitely have a lot of influences. Now that's a beautiful story. I never got to see the Beatles. My first concert was the Everly Brothers, and I was like, I never heard of them, and it wasn't particularly my stick. But you know, I said, hey, that was it was a big concert, Concord Pavilion. That was my very first concert. You know, and then I think I saw the Jets next. It was like just contrast was from one to the other. But I haven't been to a show in forever. I would love to go to. We were just talking about that in our last episode, how we really would love to see, just see some live music. Just with the COVID going on, we can't see anything. So
Yeah.
Looking forward to getting back on stage with you, my brother. I can tell you that.
Oh, me too, Simon. I mean, I'm sorry that it's been so long playing, but and then this thing comes up, and it's like but I mean, with the time I had on my hands, I thought about Stevie Wonder doing like songs in the key of life, right? And so I said,
Yes.
I'm gonna do like this pandemic, like songs in the key of virus or whatever. So I made like this 5-tune thing. I actually had Susie do like a news lady on the beginning of one where she comes in and like does this little news blurb and then the tune starts, right? And I go, hey, can you do a news lady for me? And she did that. And but yeah, with this free time, I've been like, so I've been like trying to practice my saxophone, and it's like it's just with more time, it's like drawing and painting and just the stuff that I would love to do. It's like all of a sudden it's Friday. You know what I mean? I don't even know what day it is.
Yeah.
That's all of us.
And I mean,
yeah.
when this thing started,
Yeah,
I was so happy to not be gigging. I mean, I was just like, this is the greatest vacation. I wasn't really even thinking about the fact that like people are sick and this is like serious. I was just like, whoa!
right.
We don't have to party on Friday. He's like, yeah, you know what I mean? And Susie had to kind of like, say, because I mean, she got it. She's like, you don't know what to do with yourself when you're not playing. It's like idle hands, devil's workshop.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's like been very interesting.
No, I get it. I
have more time to practice things, and I try to make my singing more like a person that can sing, and it's really it's like I get my butt kicked every day because I go to Ray Charles, I go to all these people that like you don't go to Ray Charles because nobody could sing like Ray Charles, but in the process of doing that, and I get like totally beaten down. A little bit kind of sticks on me sometimes, and like it starts to come out. And once I see results, then I'm like, I'm down, So that's what I've been doing, man. It's like I've been just practicing and trying to like make my playing more something. Just know more about how to do it.
I'm with you. I know that I get it. I get it. The practicing. Now the singing part for me. When I started out, one of my favorite singers was Paul Rodgers from Bad Company. And so, I was just copying his licks and, and then I heard James Brown and I was like, oh, I need to do it. And then when I heard Ray Charles, then it just stopped right there. I was like, okay, this is someone I need to study. I always talk about his timing because he's an incredible lyricist. And he's also just, the way he interprets songs. His timing is impeccable, and he just he lays it. And B.B. King, another great singer. So one of the things that I was going to ask you about is what do you hear in the music nowadays? What do you think is, in my opinion, there's a lot missing in the music nowadays. What would you say is missing in the music nowadays?
Well, it's like radio is not like. I mean, when I was a kid, radio was like. They had a station KSJO that like they play like the Grateful Dead or something. They play Johnny Cash. Then all of a sudden they play BB. It was just like and all of the people that played the records were like personalities. So you had your guy you listened to at 6 o'clock because he played whatever. And it's like now it's just everything. It's like I heard this fella talking the other day about. They got this algorithm that they know that okay that hit record was like this many beats per minute or whatever it is, and so every tune has that same thing, and it's like it all just sounds like this one thing that's you can't tell one person from another, and I just feel like man, I was very lucky to have radio the way it was when I was a kid because in the '60s and stuff, man, I mean you would have like stations that played. Some great things. And, during the FM period where it was like they would play a whole album and stuff, those guys would just, do whatever they were doing in the studio. And then they would just play their favorite records. It would be, you'd get turned on to things you never heard. And there's none of that now. You know what I mean? I'm happy about YouTube because you can go back and look at things from the past when guys played and sang like that and put on a show and made it, I mean, you know, it's just like when you see somebody do that now, you almost burst into tears because you're just so starved to see somebody get on a microphone and do something entertaining. You know, like seems like, you know,
Right.
just
Without auto tune, right? Without, say, come on,
man.
like just get back in the day when you just sang. We didn't have to have a machine correct our inconsistencies,
Oh,
and it's to me it's like it would be like going on running a race and you hop on a motorcycle. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's you can't. Come on, man. It's like if you can't sing, then don't bother. But don't get the, what I mean? If you can't pull it off, that to me is just crazy. But that's another subject. I won't go into that
yeah, I mean,
rabbit hole.
welcome to the anger hour. We're going into
Let
90
me start
minutes.
getting
I know it's, but,
there.
but Simon, it's like, just when you see like somebody young like that, like actually like has and they're looking at that kind of musical stuff, it's you're happy because it's like the world seemed like it turned into like American Idol or something. But I mean, there's all these different kinds of music that are really just chock full of all this feelings and stuff that I mean I mean
Yeah.
I've run into a lot of music that I would have never heard and actually ended up buying some or something because I just didn't like, I mean, because you just eat pizza every day, it's boring as but if you eat pizza once a year, it's like you just lose your mind over pizza, right? And I think there's like all this beautiful music, but radio has definitely, to my eyes, has died like way back when. It used to be beautiful, You hear all these different things.
I agree 100%.
Just there's nothing that.
Yeah, well, we OGs. We're
And
OGs,
know that I'm
man.
old. I sound like an old man now, and I am an old man. But I swear to you,
I'm an old man too, bro.
I never thought I would do these things. But man, it's like so like not too long ago, I saw Obama on a thing, and he was talking, and he was just, and it was like after like all this time of just all this crazy stuff on TV, to see somebody just start talking, and like I just got goosebumps. I was like, man, it's like you've been on a desert, and this is like cold water. It's delicious. It was like to hear somebody make sense on a microphone and stuff. It was like, wow, you know what I mean? And it's strange times right now,
We've all been talking about this, that how much of a contrast it is, and I know that there are probably people who are going to be listening to this program who might be Trump supporters. No offense to you, but I think, from my own personal opinion, it was just beautiful to see people articulating themselves in full sentences. And, we have a guy now who's talking, actually looks like he has a plan, so it's kind of nice to see it. And like, you're right, we've been in the desert, and there's just been all of this, division and negativity. And I'm just done with it. It was like a fatigue. I just was, I mean, people, I was on Facebook. Zina was giving me a hard time. She's like, Simon, she goes, you need to relax. I was getting so lit up, with the stuff that I was saying.
It's like, it's just, it was, people just, it turned like that, it's like people just were just on there for days at a time, just like, oh yeah, it's like, and,
I was one of them.
I'm hoping, it's just, I mean, I stopped watching television after I started seeing all these death. Like, it was like every time I turn around, somebody was getting killed on television by a bunch of guys. And I really got depressed. And I was like, I thought like kind of like we passed all that stuff up, but it was like, I never seen anything like that. So, yeah. And thank God for music, huh, Simon? Because, I mean, I don't know if I didn't have music in my life, when this whole thing hit, and every time, you get the news, it's like, and then, just the way it all is, the world is just a little different right now, but just the way it is. But, I never give up on people because I mean, I think we're all the same, really, but it's just a funny thing. But thank God for music, because I don't know what I would do, and Susan too, because I think I probably would have, I mean, at one point I was like having like these bottles of Johnny Walker Red, like over ice. I was just all day long. I was watching baseball, like, just having a beautiful day, Susie goes, hey,
Yeah.
like, but I mean, I really was depressed by all this, like, and not being able to see the people you love and talk to them for like long periods of time. I mean, I feel starved for,
Yeah.
feel like I wasn't taking, man, now that like you can't see people and just be with them, it really has been a mess to my head. And Susan, really, I was glad to hear that
Yeah.
she felt that too, because I thought I was losing my mind. I was just like, I'm not really, I can't take this not being able to see people that you love.
Mm-hmm.
It's rough. It's really rough. It's rough.
And then the first times I went out and saw people, I was all over them. And Susie was like, hey, hey, hey. It's like, I mean, I got dosed with Purell, and she's like, you can't be hugging, and And she's like,
you have to get
oh my God.
Well, I'm usually hugging on somebody, but yeah, I got to stop doing. Zina's always slapping me back. She's like, "Stop, no, knock it off." But yeah, no, I got to say, man, I am so pleased and honored that you came and been part of our show for real. This is Bay Legends, man. We are, now one of the things I wanted to give you, I think Susie was saying, do you have anything that you want to promote? Any new singles? Any new projects that you're releasing that we might want to know about, and your website?
Oh, geez, no. I mean, at some point, this record I made is going to come out in
April 9th.
April 9th, and really, I'm excited about that because.
And you were just given a grant from San Jose Jazz, and you're
doing
a live video.
You need to interview her.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm like,
if you actually want to hear about Chris Cain,
If she wants to stick her head in,
I'm like, it's like one of those guys
you can
that
brag.
witness protection. Yeah, hi. Well, no, I don't know. I don't know.
it's protected.
You have nothing.
Now,
Yeah.
you have.
Well, there's blah 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 blah.
No, go ahead and stick your head in and give us some information. We'd love it.
Yeah, we need the list. We need the list.
The fellas from what was that? San Jose Jazz? What?
Yeah, Chris was just granted. He received a $1,000 grant from San Jose Jazz.
There we go.
And in return,
Awesome.
submitting video of a brand new unreleased pandemic song, something pertaining to this time frame. What are you gonna do?
I miss my friends.
I miss my friends.
Perfect.
That's
Perfect.
Nice.
Good songs through this pandemic that will break your heart. It just really, right here from his heart. And so he's gonna.
He always
and
does.
then they chose 30 people from San Jose, 30 musicians, artists, and he's one of them. And then of those 30 that submit a video, they're going to choose, I think, 10 or 12 to put together a video of those songs that they submitted. So hopefully Chris will be one of those.
I was just blown out to TV.
I'm sure of it.
Yeah. So that was exciting.
I'm sure you're going to be one of the first. That is very exciting. And can you tell us his website, please?
That would be Chris
His
Cain,
website. We'd like to know.
ChrisCainMusic.com.
ChrisCainMusic.com. You got to go by. If you haven't heard Chris Cain, you've got to go by and just drop a line. And I promise you, once you hear one lick, you will be hooked. This man is a literally a musical genius. Anyone who knows him, who's played with him, we love you. We love you dearly, brother.
Yeah.
And we're humbled by your incredible talent.
He has a Facebook group that's called Chris Cain International Blues that people from all over the world submit recordings of Chris from his gigs in Sweden and Spain and Belgium and wherever he's played. So that's a really good group to get involved with if you want to know more about Chris.
Yes, please stop.
His videos and anything new and a lot of old stuff, and That's real good stuff. And his Alligator Records album is out April 9th. And Chris probably won't say this to you, but he feels like it may be his best album ever. So
I
really got really good songs.
And I wrote this tribute to Billy Preston, right? That I had a record that I was making. I make these records at home just for myself, like, and so it's going to be like a Billy Preston tribute record, but with tunes that were in the style of Billy Preston, not covers, right? So I had this one tune that I called Mr. Preston. Right. But when I went to the studio, Kid Anderson goes, "I have the art policy that he used on Space Race." I'm like, "You do?" And so we ended up recording that thing. So that is on this record. And man, I mean, it's really, I mean, Kid Anderson plays the melodica at one point. It's like, it sounds like a Billy Preston tune from the 70s. And just,
that's awesome.
Yes, I'm really excited about this record because just has some things on there that, like, I feel were very good tunes, like the songs.
Tell them about the song that you have out now, the one that Alligator has released.
There's one called I believe I got off cheap. It's like it's in the style of Albert King. I was sitting at home and I was thinking, I've never written a tune that's like a funny song, like with funny things in it. And so I just sat there and tried to write this tune, and this tune came out, and it actually is like a tune people really seem to like, and so I'm just excited about the fact that, like, the tunes seem to have stuff in there that, like, a lot of people seem to really enjoy,
And he just
can't wait to hear it.
Studio, and he said, I just wrote it.
Now, what's your relationship with?
Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was going to say, what is your relationship with Alligator Records? Has that been your main label for a while now?
No, I had been on other labels, and it was always, not, so I was going to do my own label, just, it'd be beautiful to just,
right.
And then they were interested. So I thought, this really, I just don't see myself like somebody, but they were interested. So one thing led to another, and then I'm on Alligator now, and they're great. I mean, man, they blew my mind. I mean, they found money that I had from other records. They have like a part of, like, and they found like $4,000 that I didn't even know I had out there, like right lately.
Wow.
So, I mean, like, I've never been with any kind of company that, like, did stuff like that. I mean, it blew my mind. You know what I mean?
That's awesome.
And
yeah, well,
I just feel like, it's like, wow, at this point in my life, it's just, it's like a wonderful thing just to know that these, I mean, it's like, because, and a lot of people that I love are on the label. So it's like, I just feel like I won the lottery or something.
He's spending time texting with Selwyn Birchwood and Bruce Iglauer is just, he's probably younger than us, but he's very fatherly. He just wants to make sure that, you're getting everything you are entitled to and deserve. And he's really, really protective.
I just feel like I want to play so I could,
the people that he signs.
I just want to play so that I could show them that they made a good decision. I feel like they've done all this stuff for me. I just want to go do some gigs so they feel like, hey, good.
This been really good to him.
That really, it's like I'm stunned because I was anti-record label. You know what I mean? After some of the stuff that's happened,
I got you. Yeah, they rob a lot of people, but this sounds like, well, that's good to hear because I've been working on a record of my own, and I'm hoping to. It's not blues though, but I'm hoping to get signed with somebody. But I've been hearing good things about Alligator Records, so that's a wonderful thing to hear.
Yeah,
so they treat people well.
I mean, it's like he and I, like, when I was a kid, I sent him a letter, and I sent a disc of mine, and he said, he sent me back a letter saying, my voice is too mannered. It sounds like I'm trying to sound black, all this stuff, right? And I was like in my 20s, and I was like, so when he came to Buddy Guy's Club one time and he was there, I said, Mr. Iglauer's here, and he said, I was trying to sound black, but my dad was black, and he didn't have a problem with it, so I don't know. And he's like,
Hi.
Why are you tripping, Susie?
My computer.
Why are you tripping, Susie?
Hope it still works.
Oh, it works. Hi, Simon. Is your back okay? You guys really put more there.
Yeah. I think I got a crick in my neck. I got a crick in my neck. I don't know what's going on here.
Yeah, but you know, it's like I just feel it, you know. But man, listen, if you don't like hear from a label, you will still release this like on your own label, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna release it.
Because I mean,
I'd like to get you on a couple of tracks.
Hey,
I'd love to get you on some.
I'll come there just to clean.
Delmark is under new ownership.
I would be honored, man. Believe me.
Just wear a mask, man. Wear a mask.
Believe me, huh?
Well,
hey,
Chris, my brother, we love you, man.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
We love you, brother, and we want to thank you. Thank you for coming on the Bay Legends, brother.
Thank you.
And I want to, you know, again, I want you to. We're here to shine a light on all the gifted people. The whole thing about the show was to just shed light on the musicians of the Bay. And as I said, as soon as I met you, I said, this is a legendary character. And you've already shown most of the world, but I wanted to give you a little more light. And that was my intention for getting you on the show. And thank you so much for gracing us with your presence, my brother.
It's my pleasure. Thank you. What are you doing tomorrow?
Absolutely. Yeah, let's do it again. All right. So, Zina, do you have anything else you wanted to ask?
No, I'm good. You guys did a great interview. And
did you have anything else, Zina?
No, I'm good.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Okay, hey, we will. We'll let you know when this is airing. And thank you again, my brother. And have a great night.
You, love you, man. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
All right. Love, my love. Bay Legends.
Yeah, when the train leaves the station.